I think nowadays it's a perfect time to make a 40-man Royal Rumble.
I ain't even finished reading yet and I'm already saying yeah.
Last time they did it in 2011, the roster wasn't stacked, and nowadays 30 isn't even enough. Yeah, listen, man, you already got my cosign. Honestly, I think the roster nowadays, I mean, at its max potential, when it's actually all being used well, which, you know, booking, and that's a different discussion, but you could so easily do a 50-man Royal Rumble, a 40-woman Royal Rumble. And let me know your wrestling hot takes down in the comments below. It can be current day or it can be in history, and you'll have a chance of being in the next episode. Obafemi is a star and could be a multi-time champion and could be past a Grand Slam champion in his career. I agree. His ceiling is so high right now. Also loving the AEW videos, DDJ. Do more, please. Well, first and foremost, I agree. Obafemi is obviously going to be a world champion. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was before this year was done at this point. The guy is so incredibly over, and deservedly so. He is one of the best parts of this program. He's going to be a Grand Slam champion. He's going to have all the bells and whistles of a great career. And in terms of the AEW videos, we had a pretty big Dynamite last night, and Jericho is back. What the fuck?
Oh my, what? I'm home.
There it is. But you can certainly bet that I will be making my usual AEW pay-per-view video for Dynasty coming up at the end of next week. We certainly have a stacked month coming up of wrestling content, whether it's WrestleMania, Stand and Deliver, or Dynasty, so be sure to stay tuned. The TCL? What? Oh, TCL, like the TVs. Oh, it's a match based around the TV. Got it. So the TCL match needs more people. Sounds like it needs more TVs. I'm sorry. Jokes aside, the TLC match, I feel like surely they're going to add more people. Like, we still got a little bit of time. Although, even if they don't, it's going to be a banger anyway. I mean, look at the card. Again, I know some people were like, JD McDonough, Rusev, you guys need to lock in. Oh, and there's a reply. I feel like Jericho will be thrown in last minute like the Hardys in that 1 year. Who's gonna tell, bro? Who's gonna tell, bro? That might be one of the worst aged hot takes of all time. Not a hot take, but you're the best. Keep it up, twin. Ah, thank you. And also, I'll bank transfer you the payment for saying that a bit later on. I feel like WWE having iShow Speed cost the Usos to drop the titles to the Vision was such a fucking bad decision. No hate to Speed, but he shouldn't have costed them the title. It should have been a clean ending that would have felt more shocking. By the way, Deontay is my favorite. And again, I'll also bank transfer you the payment for saying that. But no, anyway, yeah, I'll be honest. I'm in and out with the celebrity and, you know, involvement in wrestling, but I liked it. I liked what they did with Speed. I feel like when it really depends on the celebrity, but when it's done well, it feels right. And in that situation, because it worked in with Danhausen and his curses, and Speed was there, and he's going to be at WrestleMania, it's almost just a part of the build. It's not like a random celebrity casting them and then he never shows up again. Like, apparently he's actually going to be teaming with Logan Paul and Austin Theory against the Usos and LA Knight at WrestleMania. And if that's the case, then I get why they're doing this, and I get why it's part of the build. And also, let's be extremely honest, those Raw Tag Team titles and the SmackDown Tag Team titles, they've both been falling off for a while. So I'm gonna say I don't actually mind Speed being involved here, but I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Excalibur is the reason I can't watch AEW, and probably the same reason for other people too. I want to, but when the rest of the table acts like a couple of bros relaxing, drinking a brewski, and he's off on Adderall naming everything and anything sounding like he needs to get to a toilet, it kills it for me. Damn. Bro said he wants to flush Excalibur down the loo. That's crazy. Yeah, look, I'm gonna disagree. And listen, this is coming from a guy who, like, I understand that we all have different tastes when it comes to commentators. I mean, I can't fucking stand this guy, but a lot of you are like, no, he's great. Check out his boxing highlights. Okay. Is this boxing or is this pro wrestling? But listen, I like Excalibur, I do. I like his commentary. I like how knowledgeable he is about the sport. Like, this man has an encyclopedia inside of his brain open at all times. Any move, even moves you've never even seen before, he's like, oh yeah, that's this. I like the dynamic that they have on AEW. I think Excalibur's style of commentary works with that more sports presentation where it is more focused on the wrestling. He knows everything, and I think he mixes well with either Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness, or Bryan Danielson, or even Taz. I love Taz. I could go on about how much I love Taz all day long. Oh, and good old JR as well. I mean, I know he's not as good as he used to be, but still, shout out to good old JR. The man has been through, like, everything and then some, so mad respect to him. Not a hot take, but in your opinion, what makes a good or bad faction? For example, the Bloodline versus MFT. Ooh, that is a great question. You know what, right? What makes a great faction for me, especially in regards to these two? One, I think it's important to give everybody credibility in the faction and really build characters in everyone. So like what made the Bloodline so good is that every single member of the Bloodline, whether it was at the beginning or towards the end, like whoever was in the Bloodline when they were in it, had something about them. Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, the Usos, Roman Reigns, they all had character depth, and I think that builds into making a faction feel like a faction. And in terms of the MFT, they're not a terrible faction. I would like them to get more individual depth. And like with the Bloodline, it felt like they were always working to something, whereas the MFT feel like it's kind of flat right now. But hey, I'm a big Solo Sikoa fan nowadays. I'd love to see him get back on track properly here soon. I went to Raw at MSG last night. Oba is actually the biggest star in the company right now. People were chanting Oba and strutting through Times Square after the show. Oh, that's awesome. Good for Oba, man. He really is one of the biggest stars in the company right now. Like, the guy is so over on main roster already, and this Brock feud at the moment is doing wonders for him. That IC ladder match will steal the show. You know, JD probably is going to take some nasty bump. Yeah. And honestly, JD, please just be careful. You've already been injured. You already had the punctured lung or whatever it was on Raw where he finished the match. Maybe just keep the dangerous stuff to someone else in this match. You've got plenty of people in there who can do crazy stuff. Just be safe. You know, as the crowd often chants in AEW, please don't die. Gunther versus Seth doesn't make sense, but the grabs will be generational. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the build and the story, it doesn't make sense. You're right. It is kind of out of nowhere, and it's very obvious that it was just kind of thrown together because Braun didn't work out for Mania time. But at the same time, it is going to be a fantastic match between these two. WWE should put their main stars in more Raw and SmackDown matches and put titles on the line more often. I get they want to protect their stars and storylines for PLEs, but it makes watching Raw and SmackDown feel pointless. Also, a good upset could spice things up. Love your vids, by the way, man. Keep up the amazing work. First of all, thank you. And yeah, this is something that I think I brought up recently, but like, it is one thing that AEW does much better than WWE, not to make it a competition, but it just is. You know, last night on Dynamite, we had MJF wrestling. He's the world champion. He's wrestling consistently. That's great. You had Kenny Omega, Pac, Will Ospreay. I feel like if WWE had those four, then they wouldn't really be having them wrestle all the time. Like maybe Pac they'd let wrestle all the time, but like in terms of Will Ospreay, he's just coming back off injury. If this was WWE, they would have kept Will until Dynasty. They wouldn't be letting Kenny wrestle this much before a world title match. They wouldn't be having the world champion even show up this much unless it was like WrestleMania season. So yeah, for me, I would love to see wrestlers wrestle more. Really. In both AEW and WWE, we're seeing the effects of wrestlers that just don't wrestle enough. Whatever the reason is, it is leading to more injuries because wrestlers aren't getting in the reps. Those newer wrestlers just aren't going ahead and getting the reps they need to develop. Because if you're not wrestling on Dynamite or Collision, for example, and you're not really getting enough work outside of the company or, you know, wrestling on the indies enough, then you're not getting in reps. Some wrestlers are just sitting on the sidelines happy to collect a paycheck, which I don't think is really great either for their development in the potential. And in WWE as well, like I just think there's some wrestlers who are going to keep getting injured because you're not letting them wrestle or they're not wanting to wrestle on weekly TV. Your show could have so much more variety and so much more depth to it if you let wrestlers just wrestle on this wrestling fucking show. Am I crazy? Jelly Roll's SmackDown segments have actually been enjoyable and are benefiting several different wrestlers at once. I think he's been involved a little too much in some areas. Like on SmackDown last week, it felt like he was basically the entire show threaded throughout. Like he was there involved with the Judgment Day backstage, and he's been involved with Randy and Cody and Kit, and he's talking to Matt Cardona as well. Like it's a little too much to some extent. And I do like Jelly Roll, and I think as a wrestler, he's came a long way, like for a celebrity. I still don't think he should have beat Kit Wilson, though. I think that was a bit ridiculous. But I do like Jelly Roll, you know? I think sometimes we need to balance a bit more how much celebrities are involved in wrestling and how much credibility are you taking away from your own product if you're bringing in celebrities who haven't wrestled consistently and they're beating your roster. Like if you're trying to paint WWE as one of the best place, this is where the most premier wrestlers are, maybe not where the best wrestle because that's AEW's thing, but like if this is the top of this business, then why are celebrities coming in and making it look so easy? Not a hot take, but what are your favorite PlayStation games of all time also loved the vids? Well, first of all, thank you. Oh man, that is such a stacked question. We might be here for a minute, fellas. Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, love them. Miles Morales, of course. Of course, one of those was going from the PS4, but you get what I mean. The God of War games, of course. I never played the old ones, but the new ones for PS4 and PS5, fantastic. If we're also gonna count Red Dead Redemption as well, I mean, Red Dead 1, Red Dead 2, it speaks for itself. If we're going back in the day, PlayStation games, I mean, any of the GTAs really, like San Andreas, Vice City, you can't go wrong with that. GTA 3 as well is a bit of a sleeper. And you know what game I did play a few years ago? I played it really late, but Ghosts of did I just have a stroke? Ghosts of Tsushima. You know what I'm trying to say. I haven't played Yotai yet, but I want to play that soon. Horizon Zero Dawn as well. I have not played Forbidden West yet, but Horizon Zero Dawn was really good. I'm still an Assassin's Creed guy, even though I'm very aware that the franchise has fallen off a little bit. Odyssey is like one of my favorite games of all time. I put like nearly 200 hours into that game. Like I was really on that shit. Oh, how is it taking me this long to mention The Last of Us? Duh. Detroit Become Human is really, really good. Until Dawn. I love those choice games, by the way. Telltale's The Walking Dead, not a PlayStation game, but one of my favorites of all time. Played it many, many times. And you know what? I'm gonna sneak in as well, just because I have many hours in it. It's not necessarily like a masterpiece of a game, but I was very addicted for a long time. Rocket League. I fucking loved Rocket League for a while. I was heavy in those competitive games, bro. I was a demon for a while. Oh, and I guess we also kind of have to factor in Call of Duty as well. I mean, my favorite COD of all time is the original Modern Warfare 3. So that's going back to like the PS3 days, but I really liked Call of Duty once upon a time. And of course, how is it taking me this long? But we have to mention some sports games in there. We've got to add in like FIFA 13, FIFA 11, FIFA 15. We've got to talk about NBA 2K16 as well as one of the greatest to ever do it. And hey, shout out to UFC 2 as well. I put a lot of time into that game. And then also, speaking of 2011, there was this one... Poor Carmelo, he had such a great run, and to not be able to highlight his skills at the biggest stage of them all with a title belt is a shame. I know the future build is Trick versus Melo, but damn, call me salty for Sammy coming and stealing the spotlight. Yeah, listen, man, I already said my 2 pence on Friday on the SmackDown review. Listen, I've cooled down now. Sammy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you Sammy Hogan. That's my bad. That's on me. But I really hope that this week on SmackDown, we go ahead and the right, the wrong, it needs to be a triple threat. It just has to be.